You're watching Valley Sports, the home of the Clippers, Angels, and Ducks.
It's time for Angels Spring Training Baseball. This afternoon, the Angels are back in Tempe to take on the National League champion Arizona Diamondbacks. Angel fans coming to Tempe today. Back-to-back home games now for the Angels this weekend. And the Diamondbacks in town will bring some fans to Tempe today here as well. Beautiful day for baseball as we get set for Angels baseball on Valley Sports West. Terry Smith along with Bobby Valentine as we get ready for today's ball game. Bobby, the Angels were in Peoria yesterday. They had a nice win against the San Diego Padres. Angels didn't send a whole lot of their regulars to that game yesterday, but they did send a number of newcomers, some veterans to that game, guys that are fighting for a spot on the Angels roster, and they got some pretty good production yesterday.
Indeed they did, and you know, all these guys can count. They know there's a 26-man roster, and they start counting the guys that they know are going to be on the team. There aren't many openings left, one, maybe two, and you see a Miguel Sano, who has a great power factor. You see a Willie Calhoun, who has a hit factor, knows how to put the ball in play and do it efficiently and consistently. And you know, there's Hunter Dozier, who has as many as 26 home runs in his major league career, trying to resurrect that home run consistent swing.
So the Angels and the Diamondbacks squaring off here today. We mentioned yesterday in the win against the Padres in Peoria, the Angels had 3 home runs. They had a little bit of trouble on defense. Nothing that Ron Washington is overly concerned about. And Erica Weston has more on the Angels defense this spring.
Terry, the home runs stole the headlines for the game yesterday in Peoria, but Ron Washington still really wants to see more from his defense. And you don't have to look any further than that mound visit we saw during the game yesterday with Ben Joyce on the mound. For the moment, it looked like he was going out to give Ben Joyce a little pep talk to make sure he was able to get out of the inning. In reality, he told me after the game, he was going out to tell him, you did your job, but the defense just let you down, and now it's time for you to pick up the defense. As far as the defense goes, maybe nobody more excited to be working with Ron Washington this spring than the Halos' young shortstop in Zach Neto. High expectations, a lot of promise with him, and I had a chance to speak with him earlier this spring about just that.
My reaction is the same. You know, I just try to go out there every day and, you know, just get better 1%. You know, even if it's that little amount, you know, as long as I get better. You know, my expectations, you know, yeah, of course, is to win a Gold Glove, but it's just to get better. You know, making sure that I'm working on my craft. You know, whether, you know, that's working on routine plays or, you know, working on just moving around the bag at second base or things like that. You know, just being able to, you know, be where my feet are, make those plays look easy and get outs. You know, it's like Ron says, once the pitcher throws the pitch and, you know, that ball's hit, it has to be an out. These teams that we're playing, you know, they're either going to have to hit the ball out of the yard or they're going to have to find a hole somewhere, but that hole's not going to be in the infield. So, you know, that's what Ron says, and, you know, we're going with that mindset, and, you know, we're all loving it. And, you know, if it happens, you know, of me winning a Gold Glove, then, you know, all honors to that. But, you know, my goal is to be where my feet are and, you know, work every day.
And he means that every day. The two getting to work on the backfields early this morning, putting to work some of the words of wisdom from Ron Washington. He says maybe some of it's a little shaky when he first gives him the instruction, but once he applies it, it happens so quickly. It's like it's been part of his routine for quite some time. Maybe something to look for in this afternoon's game. We've got baseball coming your way in just a little bit. Yeah, Zach Neto is going to be in the lineup for the Halos this afternoon as they welcome in the Arizona Diamondbacks. We'll have lineups and first pitch after the break right here on Valley Sports. Angels baseball is brought to you by Hyundai. Get away with great deals on every new Hyundai only at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Visit buyhyundai.com today. Buy Jack in the Box 2 tacos for 99 cents online and on the Jack app, and buy Morongo.
Angels Baseball is brought to you by OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angelsocnavigator.org. And by Pechanga Resort and Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga, conveniently located right off the I-15 in Temecula. Back at Tempe Diablo Stadium, time now for today's starting lineups. Where the visitors, the Arizona Diamondbacks, leading it off will be their second baseman, Ketel Marte, batting number 2. The shortstop, Jordan Lawler. Jock Peterson will be in left field, hitting third. The DH will be a player who was in the Yankees organization a year ago, Andres Guaparo. Tucker Barnhart, the catcher, bats number 5. Kevin Newman at third base hits 6th. Albert Almora Jr. will be in right field. He bats number 7. Tristan English at first base hits 8th. And Jorge Barrosa will be the center fielder, batting number 9. The starting pitcher for Arizona today is Logan Allen, 26-year-old lefty trying to win a spot on their roster. And for the Angels, the lineup today looks like this. Aaron Hicks will DH and lead off. Nolan Shonewell at first base hits number 2. Mike Trout, the center fielder, bats 3rd. Anthony Rendon at third base bats 4th. Taylor Ward in left field bats 5th. Brandon Drury at second base hits 6th. And then Matt Thaiss, the catcher, hits 7th. Joe Adell in right bats 8th. Zach Neto, the shortstop, bats number 9 on the mound for the Angels. And just about ready to go, Griffin Canning, 27-year-old right-hander. Second appearance this spring, and the first pitch today. That one is a little bit low and inside on Marte. We're underway from Tempe, Angels and Diamondbacks here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Tempe Diablo is packed today with fans for this ball game and the pitch. And that's in there, called strike on the inside corner. Terry Smith along with Bobby Valentine. Erica Weston with us on our Valley Sports West coverage as well. 73 degrees at game time. First pitch was at 12:08, a couple minutes early back to Southern California today. And the next delivery, it misses. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Left-handed hitting Marte, a switch hitter, bats left against the right-hander Canning, and there's a shot into right center field. That's going to drop in, and it has daylight. It's going to roll all the way out near the warning track. Just getting to it is Adell, and by the time he fires it back near the infield, Marte is on with a lead-off double for Arizona, and the batter will be their shortstop, Jordan Lawler.
Marte reaches out to Marte gets that ball a little off the plate and down. Really a good pitch, sinking away from him, but reaches it. Hits it in the right center field, starts the game with a double, and Griffin Canning, who's a very good competitor and understands the pitch clock as well as anyone on his team, is pitching out of the stretch to the second hitter of the game.
So right-hander against right-hander as Canning delivers, and the pitch cut on, fouled off on the right side by Jordan Lawler. 21 years old. They have a lot of good young players on this Arizona team, and they are the defending National League champions. There's a pickoff toss, and got him at second base. Marte late getting back. Drury on the tag, and Canning, who's been a Gold Glover in the past, with a nice pickoff toss there.
Perfectly executed. Spring training's the time to work on these things, and that was a sign from the bench so that the catcher knows when the second baseman breaks. He drops his glove. Canning sees the drop of the glove, turns and throws a strike, and gets the first out of the game with a pickoff.
So here's the next one on Lawler, and that is inside. It misses for a ball.
What?
Geraldo Perdomo is the regular shortstop for the Diamondbacks, but Lawler, a guy who did get into 14 games for them a year ago, trying to win a spot on their opening day roster. Here's the 1-1, and that's a chase and a miss. Good pitch, 1-2.
Terry Ron Washington and his staff has stressed to the players to be ready to execute all the things you work on in practice, and pickoff plays are one of those things that have been practiced and just executed.
And executed to perfection. That pickoff by Canning in the inning. There's a chase and a miss. That was a good breaking ball, low and away, struck him out swinging. tough pitch to hit right there, and that is out number 2.
Griffith Canning has impressed the staff, a new staff this year, with his leadership quality. He is first there. He does everything in practice just as he would in the game, and he's a guy that you can watch and follow.
Here's the delivery, and that one is right in there for a called strike. Jock Peterson now with the Diamondbacks. With the Giants a year ago, he's moved on to recent seasons, and he takes that pitch outside. Playing left field today for Arizona. Steven Jaschinsky is the home plate umpire today. The umpires on the bases. We'll get to them after the pitch, and that's a little bit low. Corey Blazer is the crew chief for this crew, and Alex McKay on the bases, along with umpire Tyler Jones. So a young umpiring crew here today. Here's the pitch, and that is in there for a called strike. 2-2 the count. We saw Canning make his Cactus League debut in Scottsdale against the Giants, and in that appearance he had on the 26th of last month, he pitched 2 scoreless innings. Here's the next delivery, and that's a chase and a miss, and that's how the inning will end. Struck him out. So that'll do it here for Arizona. They fail to score. You're watching Bally Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app. Aaron Hicks, who's DHing for the Angels today, will lead things off. Bottom of the first we go. Scoreless. Angels and D-backs. Angels have on the red tops today, the white pants. The D-backs have the black tops with the teal numerals and lettering. They have teal caps on today, gray pants. And their pitcher is left-hander Logan Allen, who was in the minors a year ago. The pitch, and that's right in there for a called strike. He pitched in the Mariners organization and the Rockies organization. He has pitched in the big leagues in the past, Padres, Guardians, and Orioles. And here's the next pitch. That's fouled off on the right side, so it's no balls and 2 strikes. Allen signed a minor league deal with the D-backs. He's a non-roster invitee trying to open up some eyes now with a new organization. After Hicks, Shotwell and Trout will follow. Just underway, bottom of the first. The pitch, a little bit low. 1-2.
And Terry Allen takes a page out of Tom Glavine's book, pitching from the extreme third base side of the rubber, barely touching the rubber with his left foot.
And here's the next delivery. Bounce foul over on the third base side.
So you'll see a lot of fastballs that run away from right-handers. He'll create the angle from the time the ball's released at the mound to the time it gets to the plate. It usually will go off the plate on the outside part, but has the illusion of being a strike.
Fastball, slider, curve, and change his pitches. That one got away. It was way high and outside. The catcher, Tucker Barnhart, had to reach out to nab that one. So it's 2-2.
Aaron Hicks, who loves to work the count and is a better right-handed hitter than left-handed hitter.
Next pitch, and he got him swinging. Chased one. It looked like it might have been a little high and outside. A strikeout, though, on Hicks. And Shotwell will be the next hitter.
That was the ball that moves away from the right-handed hitter, crosses the strike zone about halfway between home and the mound, but then at the plate is outside or inside, might be the case now for the left-hander.
Lefty-lefty matchup, and the pitch, and that's right in there for a called strike on Shotwell. He's had 5 hits so far, 13 at bats this spring. 0-1, and he's taking, and that one got the outside part of the plate. Let's see Shotwell often in too many 0-2 counts. We'll see how he fares here against his lefty. He wants to think about this at bat a little bit more. He's going to ask for time, steps out of the box.
It's a different angle for a left-hander, too, and he's trying to calculate how that ball is moving on the way to the plate.
The 2-strike delivery. Swings at that one, goes the opposite way, but it's hanging up for the left fielder and towards the line making the catch. That's Jock Peterson, the veteran, and that is out number 2. Mike Trout will be the batter. Trout gets a nice warm round of applause. Been somewhat quiet so far this spring. We'll see what kind of day he has against the D-backs. But it's good to see him healthy, and it's good to see him in games here. He's played a lot, as have a number of the Angels regulars so far in the first week of Cactus League games. There's a pitch in there for a called strike.
And Terry, if there's any takeaway this early in the spring, it's that this new staff wants to see Mike Trout batting third. He's batted third every spring training game that he's played.
0-1, and that's a little bit low and outside. 1-1. Infield backed up for the D-backs. They play Trout around a bit to pull. Peterson in left plays deep. And here's the next one on Mike. Looks it over. That's in there. Allen's been pumping in strikes. These Angel hitters have been taking some pitches against him. Trout asks for time. He backs out with the count 1-2.
You can see Mike nodding, understanding now what angle that ball's coming in from.
And the 1-2 on Trout. He got him looking. Took one too many. Outside corner. The inning is over. Angels go down 1-2-3. We're headed to the second inning. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio. Also available free on the Angels Radio app. Second inning baseball, scoreless here. Angels and Diamondbacks from Tempe Diablo Stadium. And Andres Chaparro will lead it off. Right-handed batter swings at the first pitch and hits one pretty well out into right center field, but it's hanging up and just a couple feet from the rim of the track out there in right center. Making the grab is Joe Adell. So one pitch and one quick out. Tucker Barnhart will be the batter. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. Barnhart is the batter. A veteran catcher who's trying to win a spot on the D-backs opening day roster. He's a lefty batter. He takes the first pitch for ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Tucker Barnhart was with the Cubs last year, longtime member of the Reds, but with the Cubs last season. And here's the pitch, and that is low. 2-0 is the count.
Joe Adell's had 2 balls hit toward him in right field, had good jumps, good angles on both of them.
2-0 pitch, swings and bounces one through the right side in between Shonowell and Drury. That'll roll out to Adell in right field. And a 1-out single for Tucker Barnhart. Kevin Newman will be the next batter. The D-backs haven't brought very many of their regulars here today. Newman is a player, though, who has had some major league experience. Signed as a free agent in the offseason. Right-handed batter. And here's the pitch. He takes that one low and away for ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
And Terry, we saw Griffin Canning with a good move to second base. He also has a very quick move to first base, and I'll be surprised if we don't see him working on it.
Canning taking a little extra time and gets the pitch off in time, and it's tapped foul on the left side. Newman was with the Reds last year, 74 games, hit .253. Former first-round pick of the Pirates back in 2015. Not a guy that hits for a lot of power, more of a contact hitter. He's always been pretty good defensively. And here's the pitch. Swings at that one, fouls it back behind the plate. So Canning in front. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Griffin Canning a year ago for the Angels had a losing record, but he had a solid season coming back from the injury issues the year before. He was 7-8 last year, 4.32 ERA, made 22 starts. Bounces that pitch in and gets away from place, recovers, throws, but the throw is late. And moving up to second base is Barnhart. Not a big speed guy, but that pitch got away from place as it bounced in, so a wild pitch moves that runner up to second.
Yeah, Griffin really spiked the breaking ball there. It bounced in front of the plate, and then Theis, moving to his right, had the ball come up on him, hit off his chest protector, and carry him off to the right. As the season goes on, he'll try to turn his shoulders a little more to keep that ball from bouncing to the side, but it was a very difficult block.
So they have a runner in scoring position. Counts 2-2, 1 out here in the second. No score, and the pitch. Ground ball hit on the left side, backhanded by Neto. Looks the runner back to second, throws. Throw takes Shonowell off the bag. Ball gets away, and that's going to enable that runner at second, Barnhart, who had gone back to the bag when Neto fielded the ball. Now he's able to advance to third base. So it's going to be a base hit for Newman, and then Neto is going to get a throwing error, enabling that runner to move from second to third.
That's all about time and space, and Zach's going to get to know about how much time he has and where he is in space. Ranging a long ways to his right, he backhanded this ball, took 2 steps, and then came down on his right foot to make that throw. He just didn't turn his right foot enough to direct the ball directly towards first. Therefore, the ball came up the line, Nolan came off the base, made the catch, tried to make the swipe tag. Ball left his glove, and consequently, there's men on first and third.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty.
That place back behind home plate. Albert Almora will be the batter. It's a guy who was a former first-round pick of the Cubs. That was over a decade ago, back in 2012. He did not play professional baseball last year. He signed a minor league deal with the D-backs, trying to get his pro career up and running again. There's a pitch that's inside for a ball. Played a lot a few years ago with the Cubs. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Counting in a little bit of trouble here. Runners at the corners with 1 out. No score in the second. And the pitch. And that is on the outside part of the plate. That's a called strike.
Griffin knows he wants a ground ball here, threw that pitch up and in deliberately for the first pitch to try to work the pitch away and get the ground ball to short.
Toss over to first, and back to the bag goes the base runner. Newman has good speed. Almora, the batter, just kind of average speed, so he's a guy that you could double up if he hits it to one of those infielders. And time called now by Almora.
You just saw, and you have seen thus far this game, the awareness that Griffin Cannon has of the clock. He uses it to his advantage and to the disadvantage of the hitter.
1 ball and 1 strike the count. And here's the next delivery. That's lifted in the air into right center field. Adele's going to make the catch. We'll see what happens with Barnhart. He's going to try and tag and score. The throw is way offline, and it was cut off, as it turned out, by Shotwell. So that'll be a sac fly. That run right now is an unearned run, but the Diamondbacks have a 1-0 lead.
Griffin came back in with a 2-seamer, left it up a little, and an inside-out swing. Delivered that ball to Joe Adele in right field. He had no chance of throwing the man out at home. Threw a little bit of a cutter into the cutoff man, Samuel, at first. No harm, no foul.
So Tristan English will bat. He played AAA and AA baseball in the D-back system, and takes that pitch for a called strike. 300 batting average last year in the minors, 23 homers, drove in 93 runs, so he had a very nice minor league season. Runner at first, 2 outs, a run in. Arizona up 1-0. And the next delivery, that's lifted high in the air. It's carrying deep out into left center field, out near the warning track. And out there making the grab on that one is going to be Taylor Ward. He stayed with it, makes a nice catch on the track to wrap up the inning. It's 1-0 Arizona. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app. Angels ready to go, down 1-0 as we begin the bottom of the second inning. Anthony Rendon, Taylor Ward, and Brandon Drury, the batters, against Logan Allen. First pitch on Rendon. Takes on the outside part of the plate. That's a called strike. Anthony so far 2 for 6 this spring at the Angels. Allen is ready, and here's the next pitch. That's on the outside part of the plate. Count jumps to 0-2. One thing about Logan Allen here, he was throwing strikes in the first inning, struck out a pair, and he's doing the same thing here against Rendon. 0-2 the count. And the next delivery, this is hit high in the air, not all that deep in right center field. It's hanging up and under and waiting. Making the catch on that one is Albert Almora, and that'll be the first out. Taylor Ward will bat. Ward having a good spring. He's had 4 hits so far for the Angels. Angels have most of their regulars in this lineup today. Angels this spring 4-3-1. The D-backs are 5-3. Angels have won 4 of their last 5 games in Cactus League play, so playing pretty good baseball here. And there's a chase and a miss. Breaking ball, and the count's 0-1 on Taylor Ward. Little or no breeze to speak of. Full house today here in Tempe, and the pitch way high and outside. Angels had a standing room only crowd for their first Cactus League game, and that was a week ago when the Dodgers were here, had over 9,600. And I don't know that this crowd's going to top it, but it rivals it. They are standing room only again here today. Place is packed. Here's the next pitch. That's fouled off on the right side. That's going to get back and out of play. 2-2 is the count.
Taylor Ward making the pit out on that last out of the inning. Drifted way in the left center field. Had a beat on the ball the entire time. I think Taylor could be a Gold Glove outfielder if he stays healthy and plays the entire season.
Began his professional career as a catcher. Moved around a lot in his early pro career, and now seems to have settled in as a solid corner outfielder for the Angels. Counts 3-2, and Ward will ask for time. Center fielder Rosa not all that deep out there. Here's the payoff delivery, and that's tapped foul right near home plate. We'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Angels had a game earlier today, a B game, and Jose Soriano started that game. There was a time we thought he was going to start this one, but he pitched in a B game. That was against the Diamondbacks as well. And that was back at Salt River Fields. There's a pitch that misses, and that's ball 4, and Ward is on with a 1-out walk. So the Angels get their first base runner. In that game, Soriano. The Angels now, Bobby, are kind of stretching out. Some talk about him maybe becoming a starter. He was a starting pitcher earlier in his career before he had all the elbow issues and surgeries for that matter. And he did a nice job. Went 3 innings, gave up a hit, no runs, walked 1, struck out 4 batters. Here's the pitch. And that one missed, and the Angels had, I guess, Logan O'Hoppe as his battery mate in that game today.
It's a fine idea to stretch him out. He's a big, young right-hander, throws in the upper 90s with hard-breaking stuff, something the starting staff of the Angels does not possess.
Here's the next pitch, and that's a pitch in there for a called strike. The Angels are kind of doing the same thing, it seems like, with Andrew Wantz as well, and he's going to pitch today. He could be the first pitcher to follow Griffin Canning in this game. He might throw a couple of innings in this ball game as well. Here's the 1-1, and that's a wave and a miss. Fooled on that one was Drury, so he's down 1 ball, 2 strikes.
As we mentioned in previous telecasts, Terry, you know, the team needs 10 starting pitchers, not 5. And you start counting them, you need them during the season.
Here's the next delivery, and that one is popped up on the right side. A foul ball, chasing hard the right fielder, but back to the first row, out of the reach of Almora, who's given it all he had to get over there and try and make a play on that ball. So still 1-2.
Looked like the first baseman was surprised. There's a sun up there as that ball went up over the stadium. He doesn't have glasses on, I don't think, and had no chance of finding that ball on its way down.
Brandon Drury has had 2 hits so far, 10 at bats this spring. And the next pitch, that's a breaking ball he was taking, and he held up on that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
If there wasn't this spectacular left-handed hitter from Japan on the team last year, Brandon Drury might have been the MVP. Played injured, played as often as he could, and had an exceptional offensive season.
26 homers a year ago for Drury in his first year with the Angels, and he's taking that pitch, and he took one on the outside corner, struck him out looking. So that is the 3rd strikeout already against 6 batters for Logan Allen, and he's had a couple of the strikeouts looking. And with 2 outs, here's Matt Thaiss. Allen has a compact delivery, not much movement at all. A left-hander. And here's the pitch. Hit in the air high, but not very deep in center field. Center fielder is coming in, making the call, and the catch is Barossa, and that will end the inning. Angels have a quiet second. We're headed to the 3rd. It's 1-0 D-backs. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app. Griffin Canning is going to work in his 3rd inning in this ball game. And the first batter he will face, the 9-hole hitter, Jorge Barossa. And the first pitch on the switch hitter batting left, he takes that one for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Barossa was in AAA last year, hit .274, 13 home runs. And he's having a nice spring for the D-backs. Here's the next pitch. That's a little bit outside. 2 balls and no strikes, the count. Here's the next delivery, and that is right in there for a called strike.
Griffin Canning working in his third inning, trying to get that pitch count up to 45 or a little above in his second outing of the spring.
Look at this lineup for the D-backs, and as far as their 1 through 9 in their batting order today, that's fouled off on the left side. Really, the only starter in the lineup is Ketel Marte. I guess Jock Peterson is also a guy that's kind of borderline. He can do some DHing. He's going to play a lot. There's no doubt about that. But they did not bring too many of their everyday players here today. The pitch, and that's a swing and a miss, and the ball popped off the mid of Theis. He'll throw to first base to complete the strikeout, and Barossa is retired, and that's strikeout number 3 in the ball game for Canning. Fans, don't forget to join us for the Angels home opener. That'll be on April the 5th against the Red Sox. Angels will play them on the 6th as well. And the first 25,000 fans will receive a wall calendar courtesy of angels.ocnavigator.org. Here's Marte at the plate. He doubled to start off the game and takes that pitch outside for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Canning trying to throw the breaking ball on the outside corner, has missed 3 times thus far. That's a real touch pitch that takes a little more time.
And the next delivery lifted in the air in a shallow left field. Ward is coming in. Some of the infielders going back, and Neto makes the catch as he was sandwiched in between Ward and Rendon. And Zach Neto just kind of came flying in between the other two, making that running grab. Nice play. Covered a lot of ground there, and that's the second out.
They call that the Bermuda Triangle in baseball, when all 3 players are converging on the ball. The outfielder is the only one who will ever say anything, and when he feels the presence of an infielder, it's his job to get down. You saw Taylor Ward sliding. He goes down, the infielder stays up, prevents the head-on collision if, in fact, there was one other stride involved.
Here's Jordan Lawler batting. He struck out his first time up. And the next pitch, that one is a little bit high. This third inning probably going to be it for Canning today. Run against them here in the ball game unearned. The pitch, that's lined in the gap in left center. Ward is chasing another one, and Taylor Ward kind of sprawls and holds on to that one. Low line drive. Ward's made a couple of nice catches out there here in the early going. That will end the inning. 1-2-3 inning for Canning. Bottom of the third is next. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio. Also available on the Angels Radio app. Joe Adell will lead it off for the Angels against a new pitcher for the D-backs, Paul Sewald. The D-backs closer pitching now, bottom of the third inning. His pitch way outside, ball one. Right-hander. Came over from Seattle last year. 3.12 ERA, had 34 saves between the Mariners and the D-backs last season. Pitch misses high. And the count's 2-0 on Joe Adell, who's gone 3 for 11 this spring. Logan Allen, their starter, will give you his numbers in just a moment. And the next pitch, that's high and away, so 3 straight of miss from Sewald. Allen went 2 innings. He did not allow any hits or runs. He walked 1 batter, and he ended up striking out 3. The pitch. That's a called strike on Adell, taking all the way 3-0.
You mentioned Joe is 3 for 11, Terry, but that doesn't tell the story. His at-bat's been crisp. He's seen a lot of pitches, and he's not waving at the ball away.
Here's the 3-1. He thought about chasing that one, checked, and the pitch was in there. Full count. Jack Peterson out there in left field. He's been playing a deep left against a lot of Angel hitters today. There's one that's fouled back behind the plate. Out of play off the bat of Adell. And we'll do it again with the count holding it 3-2.
That ball was away, and it was breaking. It wasn't down. Joe got just a piece of it. Now he knows where he is. If he gets a fastball, this might be trouble.
And Adell just asked for time. Gonna back out of the box.
Trouble for the defense, that is.
Sewald, pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher, fastball, sliders, and both of those pitches are solid pitches. Here's Adell skying one foul over on the third base side. They're chasing after, but it's going to make its way about 6 or 7 rows back to the seats out of play.
That was a fastball. It was a little up, and everyone in the dugout did what I did. When, oh, he just missed that. Skied it a mile high into the stands, a little out in front of the fastball. On the breaking ball, pretty good 7-pitch at bat thus far.
We'll see what happens on number 8, and here it comes. It's lifted high in the air, but it's hanging up for Peterson, and he will make the catch. Mentioned he's been playing a deep left field, and that one was hit just about right at him.
And a breaking ball away that Joe just hit off the end of the bat. Peterson broke back 3 steps, thinking that he barreled it. He didn't. It was off the barrel, and consequently a pretty easy out.
Zach Neto is the batter. Right-hander against right-hander. The pitch on Neto. He goes after the first one, fouls it off on the right side, backing out of play.
Of the 9 guys playing and most guys in this camp, Zach Neto's the most aggressive at the plate.
Sewald's next pitch. And a little tapper fouled off right by home.
Zach's very confident with a 2-strike approach. He doesn't mind swinging. He has the leg kick that he tries to hit the ball really hard. And then his 2-strike approach, which has a little heel lift, is also something he can do damage with.
Here's the 0-2. Neto takes that low and away and misses for a ball. Neto, the Angels' first-round pick in the 2022 amateur draft. 13th player selected overall in that draft. Here's the next delivery. It's bounced by the mound. That one's going to skip on through into center field. Neto is on. And that's the first Angel hit of the day. A 1-out single by the 9-hole hitter. And now Aaron Hicks, the leadoff man, will be the next batter.
And Terry, check that. I said he's the most aggressive. Mickey Moniak's the most aggressive. We'll give Zach the number 2 spot.
Yeah, not a whole lot of walks between the two, that's for sure. So they're usually up there swinging. And here is Hicks at the plate. He struck out his first time up. Swings at the pitch, bounces it on the right side, just out of the reach of Marte. That one's going to roll into right, making a big turn at second and trying to get back to the bag. And late is Neto. He made the turn rounding second. You talked about his aggressive style, and that time it caught him as Almora fired the ball to second, and Neto, who jammed on the brakes heading to third, had to get back to second base and couldn't get back in time.
I think he had all intentions of going to third, and EY Senior coaching at third base held him up a little late, had no chance of getting back to the bag. They're learning how to work with each other.
So Hicks gets a hit, but an out on the play. 2 are gone, and here's Shonowell, and that's a little bit inside on him for a ball.
Terry, it's one of those rules when you're at first base. If the ground ball's in front of you, it's hard to go to third base. If you can make that ball behind you as a runner at first, you usually make it.
Next one on Shonowell, bounced off the mound, out behind second, stopped by the shortstop Lawler, his throw in time. Lawler showing some good range on that one, made the stop on the right side of the infield. Angels had a couple hits but failed to score. We are moving on to the 4th inning. D-backs up 1-0. You're watching Bally Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available free on the Angels Radio app. Andrew Wantz will be the pitcher for the Angels. So he takes over for Griffin Canning. Canning worked 3 innings. He allowed 3 hits, a run unearned, no walks, struck out 3. So Wantz against Peterson, and the first pitch, it's a wild pitch. That one got all the way back to the backstop in the air. But no one on base, so it's just ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
And Terry Canning threw 38 pitches, all pretty effectively. I think that gets him to the next level, which will be 60 pitches next time out.
Here's the next one on Jock Peterson. He fouls that one back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I don't know if it's the black uniform, but Jock Peterson looks like he might have dropped a few pounds over the winter.
Yeah, I agree. And here comes the next one, and that's a pitch a little bit high. Jock Peterson now 31 years old. When he first broke in with the Dodgers, and that was almost a decade ago, he was a guy that could really run as well. Here's a shot into center field. It's going to fall in and roll on out to Mike Trout, and Peterson is on. Leadoff hit against Wantz.
Not much has changed. Always a good fastball hitter, gets one there and centers it to center field on the line.
So the batter now is the cleanup batter, Andres Claparo. He flied out to right field his first time up.
Caparro. Hey, you were rolling that R, weren't you, Terry?
I think you were.
2 R's.
Right-hander against right-hander, and the pitch. And that's on the outside part of the plate, called strike. This player, 24 years old, was in the Yankees organization last year, had 25 home runs. They're batting him in the cleanup spot. The D-backs are today. Trying to open up some eyes now in a new organization. Takes that pitch low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. 1-0 Arizona on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in the Valley. Great weather today, and the pitch bounced out near second. This should be 2. Going to the bag is Drury himself at second, and he easily gets the throw to first base. That was about as easy as they come right there, and 2 are gone. Fans, don't forget to register your little angel for the Junior Angels Kids Club. It's presented by OC Waste and Recycling. Members receive 4 ticket vouchers, a bag, a t-shirt, and more for only $20 plus shipping. Visit angels.com/Junior Angels. So 2 quick outs now, no one on base. Tucker Barnhart, who scored the game's only run, the batter, and the pitch. A little bit high and away with that fastball. Wentz, a fastball, top out around 96. Has a good cutter. He'll throw a slider. He has a splitter he'll use, his changeup, and the next pitch. And that's on the corner for a strike.
That's the cutter that starts a little outside, came right over the outside corner to the left-handed hitter.
Here's the next pitch, and that's a little bit high. 2-1 when the Angels bat in the bottom of this inning, bottom of the 4th. It'll be Trout, Rendon, and Ward. Here's the next pitch, and that is low and in. 3-1 the count. Wentz has a compact delivery, a right-hander. And here's the 3-1 pitch. It's hit high in the air and hit pretty well. Trout is chasing after it, and he'll have a play a few feet from the rim of the track out there in right center. Gathers it in, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 4th coming up. It's 1-0 Arizona. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app. New pitcher in the ballgame for the Diamondbacks, and his name is Scott McGuff. He was in 63 games last year for the D-backs, and before he throws a pitch, his catcher, Tucker Barnhart, wants to go out and have a little chat with him. So Sewald leaves. He worked last inning. Their closer gave up 2 hits, but no runs against the Angels in the bottom of the 3rd. Didn't Walker strike out anyone, and McGuff is their 3rd pitcher so far today. 1-0 Arizona, bottom of the 4th. We're ready to go as Trout digs in, goes after the first pitch, and grounds one out of the reach. Waller, the shortstop, threw into left center field, and Mike Trout has his first hit today. Leadoff single here to start off the Angels' 4th inning.
In case anyone's watching, Mike wants to make sure that they know he'll swing at the first pitch this year. Batting 3rd, a different place in the lineup. Swinging at the first pitch, a little different approach at the plate.
Anthony Rendon has a fly out so far today. His second at bat of the game. Takes low and away. McGuff was a pitcher the D-backs signed, and he was in Japan for a number of years. 2019 through the 2022 season. Pitch fouled off by Rendon, right side backing out of play. And McGuff was a closer in the Japanese Professional League. He pitched for Yakult. And Bobby, you have some ties to that Japanese Professional League.
I guess.
Here's the pitch, and that is a chase and a miss. Off speed.
Yeah, I managed about 1,000 games there, Terry, and I was the first ever non-Japanese person to manage in their professional league and have the utmost respect for what they do there.
Here's the 2-strike pitch. Rendon swings and lifts a high fly ball down the right side, foul ground. It's playable, though, and coming over is Almora to make the catch. So a foul pop down that right side is out number 1, and the batter now will be Taylor Ward. Well, one thing about that Japanese Professional League, they seem to be bringing more players these days to the U.S., to Major League Baseball, and a lot of them have been excelling at the Major League level.
Yeah, the teams are pretty similar. The good teams there are like the good teams here.
There's Taylor Ward batting now. And the first one on the outside part of the plate.
But my platform while I was there was to have the Japanese players just stay there and make their league as good as it could be. Don't steal their fans the enjoyment of watching them play.
Here's the next pitch. Ward lifts a high fly ball. It's carrying deep out into left field, but there on the warning track making the catch is Jock Peterson. And that was a nice play by Peterson, who's done a lot of DHing in recent years.
Really nice swing by Taylor Ward, getting a high ball and getting a little top spin on this ball so it comes down and is able to be caught by Peterson right against the wall. Good swing, good timing, bad result.
So 2 gone. Trout still over there at first base. He led the inning off with a single. Here's Drury batting. He's 0 for 1. The pitch. He's taking that one, popped up the mid of the catcher, but Barnhart quickly retrieves that ball.
Mike also is timing this pitcher. He's thinking about possibly his first stolen base of the spring.
Trout had only 2 a year ago, played in 82 games, and there's a pitch low. And you know, Ron Washington has said this spring he'd like to see Mike Trout be a little bit more active on the bases, trying to steal some bases, and Trout has said, you know, he will try to do that this year. He draws a throw, has to dive back to the bag.
Bo Porter, the first base and base running coach, has given Mike the times. They know they're looking at that front knee of this right-hander. When that knee goes away from first base, that's the time for Mike to start. I think he could get a good jump and steal this base.
Here's the pitch, and Drury takes that's in there for a called strike.
And he got a quick pitch there, so it's a good time to shut it down.
McGuff fastball slider. He doesn't throw that pitch a lot. He has a splitter he'll use. Here's his next delivery, and that's tipped foul right near home plate. Just staying alive is Brandon Drury.
So a little cat and mouse going on here with Trout and the pitcher. He has a 1.43 time to the plate with his big leg kick and a 1.2 time with his short one. It's Mike's job to pick out the big leg kick.
Here it comes. Trout not running, though, and the pitch fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. Diamondbacks have a run on 4 hits. The Angels no runs on 3 hits. Here's the next one, and the pitch. That's on the outside corner, and for the second time today, Drury is a strikeout victim looking. That'll wrap up the 4th. We're headed to the 5th inning, 1-0 Arizona. You're watching Bally Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app. Andrew Wantz ready to work as we go to the 5th inning. 2nd inning now for Wantz. Canning the starter, work 3. First pitch on Kevin Newman. He's taking outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Newman got a hit back in the 2nd inning. That was the inning the Diamondbacks got the game's only run. And here he chops one down to 3rd. Holding his ground is Rendon. Fires across the diamond and gets it there in plenty of time for the first out. 1 away. Almora will be the batter. And fans, don't forget to get your red on. Join us for this season of Angels baseball. Visit angels.com to buy your tickets to upcoming games, exciting matchups, giveaways, and more. Almora is the batter. Albert Almora Jr. and the pitch. He takes it high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Angels will be right here in Tempe tomorrow. And it'll be the White Sox taking on the Angels. The pitch, ground ball again, hits to Rendon. Fields that one, throws that one right on the money, and 2 up and 2 away.
In the first few weeks of spring training, Anthony Rendon has shown a much stronger arm than he was featuring last year, throwing the ball a little more over the top rather than sidearm and underhand. And he has a bounce in his step while he's feeling. I think he's healthy, and I think he enjoys how he feels.
There's the pitch on English, and that one is low. Rendon is such an important player for the Angels if this Angels team is going to have more success this season. Here's the pitch, and that's low and away. Two balls and no strikes. And the next delivery, that's way outside. It misses ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Trout shading English a little bit the opposite way. And the pitch, he lifts this one in the air. It's hit right near Taylor Ward, who has to wait for it to come down. One hands it, and that is how the inning will end. Quick inning, not too many pitches thrown by Wentz here in the fifth. Bottom of the fifth coming up. 1-0 Arizona. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
Better.
New pitcher in the ball game for the D-backs, and it's left-hander Kyle Backus. So the first batter he faces will be Matt Thaiss, who's flied out his only time up. Lefty-lefty matchup, and the first pitch Backus delivers. That's a little low and away. Ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Matt Thaiss showed bunt there. I wish he bunted the ball to third. I wish he practiced that in the game, because when he faces a left-hander during the year, he won't break his bat.
Yeah, he just broke it and bounces the ball softly to the third baseman, and Newman gets him. It's an easy play. Backus getting the easy out in that lefty-lefty matchup. Batter now is Joe Adell. He's flied out his only time up. Here's the pitch, and that's a little high and away.
Joe looking to tie this game up with one swing.
Here's the next pitch, and that's a chase and a miss. Took a big cut at that pitch, misses it. Here's the delivery. Ball grounded to third, and it's fielded there by Newman, and that will be an easy out.
Breaking ball got in on Joe there, Terry, and probably should have been taken.
This fifth inning has started the same way. 2 batters in for each team. Ground balls hit to the 2 third basemen here. 2 quick outs. Zach Neto, the 9-hole hitter, who's singled for the Angels. One of the 3 Angel hits takes outside ball 1. Backus is ready. And the pitch, it's fouled straight back behind the plate. Backus goes about 6'4", 185-pounder. And you see a lot of arms and legs out there when he's on the mound. This is his 3rd appearance this spring, couple scoreless innings, and he delivers that pitch for a ball. He was in AAA and AA a year ago and did some closing in the minors for the D-backs. There's a pitch right in there for a called strike.
Two-pitch pitcher, and Zach's seen each pitch twice. 2-2 count now.
Backus has never appeared in the majors in his professional career that began not all that long ago, 2021. Left-hander has the count even on Neto. 2-2, and Neto swings and misses Allen. He struck him out, and the Angels have a quiet bottom of the fifth. Sixth inning coming up. Arizona leads it 1-0. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app. Only change for the Angels is behind the plate. Chad Wallach comes in to take over for Matt Thaiss. Wantz is still pitching, and the first delivery, that's a little bit inside for a ball. The count's 1 ball and no strikes. Batter, the 9-hole hitter, young player Jorge Barosa, their center fielder. And the pitch to him, he takes, that's a little bit high. It misses for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Wantz gave up a hit to the first batter he faced in the 4th inning, and since then he's retired 5 in a row. And the next delivery lifted high in the air to right field. Joe Adell has a beat on it, and on the warning track he bangs into the wall and holds on to the baseball. That's a long out. Fans, don't forget to join us for every Angels home game. Secure your season seats today. Visit angels.com/season seats or call 888-796-HALO.
Nice play by Joe Adell, going against the wall and bringing that one in.
Yep. Just kind of cruised back on that one. That ball kept carrying, and he made the play on the track. Marte is the batter, and here's the pitch on him. And that is in there for a called strike. 1-1 on Ketel Marte. Right now in this ball game, he has had the only extra base hit. He swings it down and drives one down the right side. Adell's going to be tested again and can't come up with the catch out there in right field. And stopping at second on that one will be Marte. He's at second base with one out.
Ball's a little more of a line drive. Joe went back, got to the warning track, felt the track underneath his feet. I think he thought he was going to collide with the wall a half a stride sooner than he did, and came up short on this one. The ball hitting off his glove and falling for 2 bases.
So that is going to be it for Andrew Wantz. A little bit of luck. It might be 2 outs, no one on, but Angels will make a pitching change. Marte, who just got that double off the glove of Adele, will be lifted for a pinch runner. We'll take a break. We get back. Arizona is still batting. We're in the 6th inning. It's 1-0 D-backs. You're watching Bally Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
Okay, so
Hunter Strickland is the new Angel pitcher. The pinch runner is Gene Walters. He takes over for Marte. And the first pitch here on Jordan Lawler from Hunter Strickland. And that's right in there for strike one. Strickland's had a couple of scoreless appearances so far. 2 innings of work. Veteran pitcher signed to a minor league deal with the Angels. Delivers. That's fouled back behind the plate. And the count moves to 0-2.
If Strickland doesn't make the team out of camp, you could expect him, if he accepts the assignment at AAA, to be someone that we see during the season, as so many organizations rotate some of the middle relievers between AAA and the major leagues.
There's one that's low and outside. So he could be a valuable insurance policy for the Angels. See how it all plays out before we wrap up spring training. Here's the pitch. That's fouled back behind the plate. Count on Lawler. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's 0 for 2 today. Andrew Wantz, 2 1/3 innings, allowed 2 hits. Right now, no runs, although the runner at second is property. Wantz did not walk or strike out anyone. 1-0 Arizona here in the 6th, and the pitch. That is a called 3rd strike. Lawler can pull the trigger on that one, and he is out looking. 2 outs in the inning, and strikeout number 4 overall for the Angels today. Jock Peterson will bat. He's had a 1 for 2 ball game. Here's the pitch, and that is in there for strike 1.
Strickland has a sneaky fastball. He snuck that one by Jock Peterson. It's not easy to do. It's kind of like sneaking the sunrise by a rooster.
Here's the pitch, and that's a pitch that misses. How do you sneak the sunrise past a rooster?
And not very easily. Clouds.
1 ball and 1 strike is the count. And the next one, that's skied in the air to right center. It's going to be another opportunity for Adele, and he will make the catch on that one, and that will end the inning. His momentum took him out onto the track. Adele tested in the inning. They leave that runner at second. That'll wrap things up here in the top of the 6th. Bottom of the inning coming up, 1-0 D-backs. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app. Angels still down by a run in this ball game, 1-0 as we get the bottom of the 6th underway. There's a new pitcher for Arizona, Kyle Nelson. He is their 5th pitcher of the day. He replaces Kyle Backus, who had a 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout against the Angels. Also a new left fielder, A.J. Vukovic. And the pitch, this is hit well by Hicks out into left center field, and that ball is out of here. First ball swinging, Aaron Hicks. First pitch thrown today by Kyle Nelson, and it leaves the ballpark. And just like that, this game is tied at 1.
Aaron Hicks, a good right-handed hitter, selected a high fastball, hooked it, and had a little Ricky Henderson hop after he hit it. He knew it, he got it, and he jumped it out of here.
So here's Shonewell. So kind of a rough greeting for Kyle Nelson, and the first pitch on Shonewell. He takes that one for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next delivery, and that one misses ball 2. Aaron Hicks with that home run, his first this spring.
Time for Nolan to get on. It's been 2 or 3 at-bats since he's been on base.
And there's a pitch he takes, and that one is in there for a strike. Nelson was a guy who pitched a lot out of the bullpen for the D-backs last year. And next delivery on Shonewell, bloops one into left field, but there to come in is A.J. Vukovic. Just came into the ball game and make the catch on that shallow fly ball. 1 gone. Mike Trout will be the next batter. Nelson was 7-4 last year. Made 2 starts, 66 appearances in relief, 4.18 ERA. Fastball, slider is primary pitches. He went to UC Santa Barbara. He was a college teammate of Shane Bieber's there. Must have had a pretty good pitching staff that year at UC Santa Barbara. There's one on the outside part of the plate for a called strike.
And it's only early March, but Mike Trout walked to the plate today, this time with a real determined march. I wouldn't be surprised if he hits one.
And he takes that's on the outside part of the plate. And Trout right now, who has been called out on strikes today, sees the count jump to 0-2. Mike got a single his last time up. A 1-1 ball game, bottom of the 6th inning. Next one on Trout, that comes in, and it got a piece of him, hit by the pitch. So very well could be Trout's last at bat today. Not hurt at all. And we got Trout look like the back leg. So here's Rendon now. He's flied out twice to right. Here's the pitch, and that one is low for ball. Here a lot of times in baseball when a batter gets hit by a pitch that he'd like to steal a base when he gets on after getting hit by a pitch against a pitcher. We'll see what Trout is up to here. Here's the delivery. He wasn't running, and that one's in there for a called strike. Bo Porter, the Angels' first base coach, saying something to Trout, who winds that lead a little bit. Has to run against a lefty, though, and there's one that's fouled back behind home by Rendon. Counts 1-2 on the Angels' third baseman. Taylor Ward waiting on deck. 2-strike pitch on Rendon, takes it high. 2-2 the count. Should be getting today's attendance shortly, and it looks like we have a sellout here today at Tempe Diablo. Big crowd on hand. And the pitch. That's a breaking ball low. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Rendon.
Mike's probably going on this.
Nelson staring over there, delivers, and it's a ground ball that's hit to third. They go to second for 1, and then the ball popped out of the glove of Walters, the new second baseman. Should have been a double play ball to end the inning. There will be no error charge, but Walters, I'm sure, was covering second with like a do-over on that one. So it'll go down as a fielder's choice. 2 outs, runner at first, Rendon, and here's Taylor Ward.
Yeah, they called him out at second because there was a legal transfer from the glove to the hand. I'm not sure that it was. Looked like the ball popped out of the glove. Could have been called safe.
So it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner, and Livan Soto has come in to pinch run now for Anthony Rendon. So his day is over. Could see Soto stay in the game and play Rendon's position at third base. First pitch was in there on Taylor Ward. He's taking this one, and it evens up the counts. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Very interesting watching a runner on first. The first base coach always goes up behind the runner and talks to him. Imagine if the batting coach went up behind the hitter before each pitch and talked to him.
There's a pitch that's low. Well, it'd make for a lot longer game, I can tell you that right now. I don't think there's any possibility whatsoever of that ever happening in baseball. They're trying to speed the games up. And here's the pitch. High pop on the right side. Shallow right field. The right fielder's coming in. That's Almora, and he'll make the catch. And Ward and the Angels are retired, but not before the Angels tied up. Leadoff homer on the first pitch of the inning by Aaron Hicks. 1-1 the score. We head to the 7th. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio. Also available free on the Angels Radio app. A lot of changes for the Angels. Some of them in the outfield. Jordan Adams now on left. Jake Marisnick is the center fielder, so Ward and Trout have left the ball game. Ivan Soto came in to pinch run for Anthony Rendon, takes over for him at third base. There's a new first baseman, Charles LeBlanc. And the new pitcher is Guia Swinyaga. He takes over. Angels acquired him last month from the St. Louis Cardinals. We've seen him a little bit, native of Colombia.
With a good arm and an outside chance of making the bullpen for the Angels this year.
So the right-hander is set. First pitch, and that's cut on and fouled back by the first D-back batter here in this inning. Their cleanup man, Andres Claparo. 0-1 on Claparo. Here's the pitch, and a chase and a miss. Good off-speed pitch. Swinyaga is ready, and here's the next delivery. It's a ground ball. It's hit sharply on the left side. It's out of the reach of Soto. It's going to roll down the left side. Just getting to it is Adams, and easily getting into second base with a leadoff double is Claparo. So after the Angels tied it up in the bottom of last inning, the D-backs have the potential go-ahead runner at second to start things off here in the seventh.
Two-strike breaking ball, had too much of the plate, hooked over the bag at third, just out of the reach of Soto playing there.
Tucker Barnhart will be the batter. He's been their catcher today. He's had a 1-for-2 ball game. Lefty hitter. Here's the pitch, and that is in there for a called strike. So when Yago's on the mound, he spells his last name Z-U-N-I-G-A. Pronounce Swinyaga. And here's the delivery, and that's a little bit outside. His first name is Guillermo. He likes to go by Gia.
A lot of Guillermos or Willie.
Right.
He wants to do it.
Yeah.
Gia.
Yeah. There's a pitch that's low and inside. Remember, one of my all-time favorite players growing up in
Guillermo Montañez.
You got it in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Yeah, that was nicely done. Wow. Yeah. Willie the Philly.
Willie the Philly. Willie Guillermo. Yeah.
Yep. Here's the pitch, and that one is fouled back. Remember, Guillermo Montañez, Willie Montañez, he was playing first base when they would throw the ball to him after he'd catch it. He'd always, you know what I'm going to say it. Go ahead. You're shaking your head.
Go ahead.
Oh, he would take the ball out of the glove and go kind of behind the back with the throw around the infield, or he just had a little flair to his game. And the next delivery, here's a fly ball lifted to center field. Marisnick is there waiting, and he'll make the catch. The runner has to hold at second base. One away on the fly out to center. Newman is the next batter. And fans, don't forget to join us every Saturday night. Home game at the Big A. Enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by your SoCal Honda dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions.
Yeah, your favorite player was a very, very good fielder, Willie Montañez, and also an underrated hitter.
Yeah.
Good baseball player.
Really was. Here is Newman, and he takes the first one on the outside corner for a called strike. And here's the pitch. That one pitched a little bit low, stopped by Wallach. No advancement by the runner at second. It's a 1-1 game. We're in the seventh inning. D-backs got their run in the second. Angels tied it on a home run last inning, bottom of the sixth. Leadoff homer in the inning by Aaron Hicks. Here's the next pitch. That's low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Looks like his fastball is there. His breaking ball, not quite, but good sink and good velocity on the fastball.
Here's the delivery, and that one a pitch low and outside. It's now 3-1. This is the third appearance this spring for Swinyaga. And he's had a couple of scoreless appearances. Here's a fly ball lifted into right center field. Marisnik's going to make the catch. The runner's going to tag at second. Here comes the throw to third. It's going to be a little bit late. So advancing on that fly out is the base runner there at second base, Paparo. Runner at third, 2 outs.
Zach Marisnik in center field is an exceptional defensive player. Made a good throw on a almost impossible throw from right center field, and a dead stop. Never came through the ball, but one hopped it to third.
Here's Moore at the plate, and the pitch hits it hard but foul. Third base side. That had some people ducking over there. The ball's in, 1 strike. Right-hander against right-hander. And here's the next delivery, and that one is a pitch inside. Albert Almora Jr. will be remembered for a long time. It was back in 2019. He was with the Cubs. He fouled a ball off into the stands. It was a game at Houston. Struck a 2-year-old girl and fractured her skull, but she survived. Almora was so distraught after doing that. He needed a little time to recover, but it ended up with a happy ending. The little girl, despite having her head fractured by that foul ball of his bat, completely recovered. And here's the pitch. Hit in the air to left field. Should be the inning. Jordan Adams went back, now comes in and makes the catch on that one. That one fooled him a little bit. The inning is over. They got the leadoff double, but the next 3 retired in the air. It's a 1-1 game. Bottom of the 7th we go. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app. Number of changes for the Diamondbacks as we go to the bottom of the 7th in a 1-1 ball game. The new pitcher is Andrew Saalfrank. It's a new catcher, Adrian Del Castillo. They have Kristen Robinson out in right field. At the plate for the Angels is Brandon Drury, and the delivery from Saalfrank, that's in there for a called strike. 1-1 is the count. Here's the next pitch, and that one is a pitch on the outside corner.
That outside corner has been very elusive, or maybe it's been jumping around. Quite a few of the right-handed hitters have disagreed with the umpire's call.
1-2 is the count. New third baseman in the game, Giancarlo Cintrone. And he gets a ground ball hit to him, stops it, throws, and gets it to first in time. So an easy 5-3 ground out to start off the inning. Chad Wallach is going to be the batter now, and this will be his first time up. Here's the lefty's pitch. And that one is right in there for a called strike. Next delivery a little bit low and inside.
Looks like Chad's looking for that ball away. He's a powerful swinger. Had a really good start last year and then kind of ran out of gas.
There's the pitch on Wallach, and he goes the opposite way and lines a base hit into right center. It was misjudged by the right fielder. Robinson falls down, picks the ball up, and Wallach, who's not a speed merchant, will end up at second base. Boy, that was an interesting half to the baseball right there by Kristen Robinson, who just came into the ball game.
Well, it's interesting, Terry. I think this ball being inside outed the way it was had spin on it, and the way they cut the grass, this ball went through two different threads, if you will, of the grass and spun away from the outfielder. Really bad route on his part.
Here is Adele at the plate. Yeah, if you have an outfield defense clinic right there, that's one that you just want to throw away.
You don't usually see him misjudging the ground ball.
Adele awaits the next pitch, swings at that one, and fouls it off. So a base hit here could give the Angels the lead. The Angels have never led this ball game, but did tie it last inning, and now threatening to get the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the seventh. Saul Frank is ready, and the next pitch, and Adele chases and misses that off-speed pitch. Saul Frank, a pitcher the D-backs called up near the end of last season, who pitched very well for them and only got into 10 games, pitched just over 10 innings, did not allow an earned run. He made their postseason roster, although he did struggle in the postseason a year ago. Here's the pitch, and that one misses low. 2-2 on Joe Adele. So many things seem to go right for the Diamondbacks down the stretch last season. It was a team that won only 84 games, and they just barely got into the postseason as a wild card team in the National League, and they ended up playing in the World Series. 84 wins most times isn't going to get you into the postseason, and they got to the World Series winning 84 games during the regular season a year ago. Adele swings at the next pitch and lifts a shallow fly ball into left center. Coming in and making the catch on that one is A.J. Vukovic, and that will be out number 2.
Number 9,
Zach Neto batting. This very well could be his final time up today. Neto's gone 1 for 2.
It's been a quick game in the 7th inning and only a third at bat for the 9th place hitter. Not much action, Terry, but base hit here will.
Here's the pitch on Neto. Takes on the outside corner.
Be just the action we're looking for.
Yep. Wallach's getting a decent sized lead, although he does not run very well. He's that runner at second. Here's the pitch, and that is low. One ball, one strike to count. Saul Frank is set, and the pitch, that's right in there. Saul Frank, originally property of the Seattle Mariners. They drafted him 6th round back in 2019. Counts 1-2, and the next delivery. That's a liner. It pops off the glove of the shortstop. Ball ricochets into center. Wallach will come in and score. So the Angels get a gift right there. Jordan Waller had that ball pop off his glove, and then it caromed into the outfield, which enabled Wallach to have more time to try and score, and sure enough, he did.
Yeah, Zach Neto hits his ball extremely hard. Low breaking ball that he hooks a little. It's spinning toward the shortstop. Hits in the web of his glove and bounces out for an RBI single.
And here is Hicks at the plate. He has been the DH today. He's batting for the 4th time. He has a pair of hits, including a homer. So the Angels have a 2-1 lead. They'll take at least a 1-run lead to the 8th inning. Here's the next delivery, and that one is chase and a miss. 0-2.
0-2, 2 outs. Leadoff hitter at the plate. Base stealer on base. You would think he's going.
Here's the next delivery, and that one check swing. They say Hicks was holding on it.
I thought he was going, and the pitcher thought so also. Used the slide step, and somehow they gave the shortstop an error on that hard hit ball by Neto.
Yeah, Neto's liner, they scored that in error as it turned out. And the next delivery, that one is low, check swing, and hustling up to second as that pitch got away from the catcher, new catcher Del Castillo. Neto moves up to second base on that one.
It looked like that was a delayed steal by Neto, who was shuffling off, came down on his right foot as the ball was in the hitting zone, and then was off to the races, ball in the dirt, easy.
Next one on Hicks, that's low.
Advanced to second base.
Full count. Here's Saul Frank with the next delivery. It's a grounder on the third base side, but it's foul. They'll do it again. Andrew Saul Frank is pitcher number 6 of the day for the visitors, the Diamondbacks. He replaced Kyle Nelson, whose first pitch last inning was that home run that Hicks hit. Hicks is trying to do some damage now against Nelson's replacement. And the next delivery on that 3-2, that one misses. So the inning isn't over yet. That's a walk, and boy, a nice job today by Aaron Hicks as the leadoff man. 3 times on base safely out of the 4 times he batted.
One of the times he was on base and he ran all around and touched the ball.
And here is Charles LeBlanc batting. Came in to replace Shadowell, and the pitch, and he checks on that one. That pitch was a ball, and it gets by the catcher, and the 2 runners move to second and third.
Can you check and see if he swung?
And they said that on that check swing right there, that LeBlanc went after that pitch. You could hear Torey Lovullo, the manager for the D-backs, asking the home plate umpire for an appeal, and sure enough, the first base umpire said LeBlanc went after it. So the count is 0-1 in the pitch, and that's a called strike. Now it's 0-2. A hit here, and the Angels could widen this 2-1 lead. Runners at second and third, 2 outs, and the next delivery, that's low. That one got away, but inside the batter's circle from the catcher Del Castillo. One ball, 2 strikes the count. And the 2-strike pitch. That's fouled back behind the plate. Angel run here in this inning unearned. Pitch is starting to mount here on Saalfrank, number 29 in the inning, and that's way outside. So this figures to be a 30-plus inning as far as pitches for this lefty. He's set. Counts 2-2. The pitch. Ground ball hit on the left side, fielded by the shortstop. The throw is going to be in time. Boy, just barely. And that is how the inning will end. But the Angels get the go-ahead run, take a 2-1 lead to the 8th inning. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available free on the Angels Radio app. Angels go to the bullpen, and the new pitcher is Luis Garcia, who figures to be a big piece in the Angels bullpen this season. Here's his delivery. It's fouled off on the right side. Tristan English is the batter. He's been their first baseman today, 0 for 2. The Angels have Cole Fontenelle at third base. Livan Soto was there. He goes from third to second as Brandon Drury leaves. Fontenelle will hit out a Drury spot in the batting order. Mickey Moniak's now in right. Joe Adell leaves the ball game. And Richie Martin has taken over at shortstop, replacing Zach Neto. Here's the next pitch, and that's a wave and a miss, and that looked like a good slider right there. English goes down swinging, and there's one away.
A really good slider, Terry, and Garcia is one of the arms that has allowed Barry Manasseh and Ron Washington to extend Soriano and see if he could be a starter, taking him out of the bullpen because of Garcia and others.
Here's the pitch that's in there on Barossa. No balls and 1 strike. Garcia, pitcher number 5 today for the Angels. And here's his next pitch. That's a little low and outside. One ball, 1 strike is the count. And the next delivery lifted high in the air. Ball's hit well down the left side, chasing hard after that one and making the catch right around the rim of the track. Momentum takes him on the track. Jordan Adams puts it away. Got a good read off the bat of Barossa. 2 quick outs.
Jordan made that play look easy. Good break, good angle, put the glove up, got the put out.
Gene Walters is the batter. This is his first time up. That's from the left side, and here's the pitch from Garcia. That's fouled off on the left side, the third base side. Numbers on the last pitcher for the Angels, Guia Sueñaga, who could end up being the winner. He worked the 7th inning, gave up a hit, no runs, didn't walk or strike out anyone. Pitch missed for a ball. It counts 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter, Walters. Garcia's pitch, and that's a chase and a miss. Garcia looks good. He's going right after these hitters here and not wasting a whole lot of energy in doing it.
Good life on his fastball, up and down in the zone, and a good breaking ball. We'll see one here. No.
Came in with the hard stuff there outside. Today's crowd here in Tempe, 9,220, a sellout. And the pitch. Bounced by the mound. Charging is Soto. Has it. Throws. Bounces the throw there. The first baseman, LeBlanc, keeps the foot on the bag and handles that low throw. The inning is over on the 4-3 ground out. We're headed now to the bottom of the 8th inning. Angels up by a run, 2-1. You're watching Valley Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app. Angels will be batting. Bottom of the 8th we go. Halos up 2-1. New pitcher in the game, Peter Strzelecki. They also have a new center fielder, Brett Johnson, new shortstop, Christopher Torrin, and a new first baseman, Ivan Melendez. So at the plate is Jake Marisnick. First pitch was in there on the Angels center fielder. Strzelecki is set. And that one check swing by Marisnick. They say he was holding on it. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Strzelecki pitched for the D-backs and the Brewers last year, as that one's fouled off by Marisnick. 3-5 record, 37 relief appearances for Peter Strzelecki.
That might be easy for you to say.
And there's a pitch that's chased and missed, and that is a strikeout on Marisnick. So he is retired. Angel fans, don't forget the bottom of the 8th inning. It's being brought to you today by the All-Star team and our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet.
your capability with the right Kia SUV.
And here's the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. Livan Soto is batting for the first time today. Here's the pitch, and that one pitch it evens up the count. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. As Strzelecki works, he is the 7th pitcher of the day for the D-backs. Here's the next one, and that was a check swing, fouled off the bat of Soto. Strzelecki replacing Salfank, who the Angels got the run against last inning. Here's a ground ball hit the second. Stopped there by Walters. His throw to the new first baseman Melendez is in time. And that'll be the second out. Batter is Jordan Adams. This is his first at bat today. Came in to take over for Taylor Ward. Ward was 0 for 2. Right-hander against right-hander, and the pitch, that's right in there for strike 1. Here's the next pitch. This is hit in the air, hit well into right center field. Chasing after it is Robinson. He can't get to it. That ball's going to bounce all the way out to the wall. Headed for third is Adams. He can fly, and he will get a stand-up triple. Well, once Robinson didn't get to that ball, you knew it was going to be extra bases, and just how many for Adams, and he has a 2-out stand-up triple.
Jordan got a fastball that he stayed on a little inside out to right center field off the warning track. Yeah, that's a triple all the way. An athlete running around the bases, leaving his mark. He'll probably be sent down soon to work on his skills every day, but that's a good final at bat of the spring.
And Adams, one of the fastest players in the Angels organization, easily getting that triple. We'll see if Fontenelle can bring him in with a couple outs here in this bottom of the 8th. Pitch missed for a ball. 1-1 the count on Cole Fontenelle, who's batting for the first time. He's hitting out a Drury spot. Kind of a quiet day today for Brandon Drury. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground down. There's a chase and a miss for a strike. So 1-2 on Fontenelle.
Fontenelle would love to drive this run in and leave an impression with this major league staff.
Here's the delivery, and he drives that one into right center field. Robinson is chasing after that, can't make the grab. Ball drops in. Angels have scored a run, and Fontenelle with a pop-up sliding RBI double with 2 outs. Back-to-back 2-out extra base hits and a run. The Angels have a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, and he knows a double when he hits one. He hit it into the gap. He left home plate thinking two, took a great turnaround first base, and again, leaving a nice impression with the big league staff. First time in major league camp, get an RBI double.
Here's the pitch. This is Wallach. He lines one down the left field side. That's going to drop in for a hit. Fontenelle will come in and score. Angels add on. It's now 4-1.
How about them Angels?
And this inning started off innocently enough with a strikeout and a ground out, and then 3 straight 2-out hits and a pair of runs.
And Chad Wallach gets a breaking ball that he hits a little off the end of the bat. Being the strong man that he is, it goes down the left field line, drops in for an RBI single.
Wallach getting 2 at-bats here since coming in. The 2 at-bats in the last 2 innings and a double, a run scored, now an RBI single. So nice short day for him. Here's Mickey Moniak set the bat for the first time, hitting out of Adell's spot. Joe Adell was 0 for 3. And Moniak, the lefty batter, takes that one for a called strike. You love those late add on runs, and that's what the Angels have done here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. That's ripped down the right side, and that's going to roll near the right fielder who just gets to it. Wallach will go first to third. That's a stand-up double for Mickey Moniak, and the hits keep on coming. 4 straight 2-out hits, runners at second and third.
And Mickey's not going anywhere in this camp. He'll be here to the end, but he wants to leave a good and have a good impression with this staff. Also, he gets a breaking ball that he hits down the left field line and shows his speed going into second base.
Richie Martin is the batter. A hit here could mean a couple of runs. Looks like Miguel Sano would bat if this inning continues. He's waiting on deck. Sano had a big home run for the Angels in yesterday's game in Peoria. Tape measure homer. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count on Martin. Runners at second and third. 4-1 Angels in the 8th, and a check swing there. Tip foul right by the plate. One and 2 the count on Richie Martin. So this inning, all the damage by some of the reserve players coming in late in the ball game, adding to the Angel lead. The pitch, that's a fastball, a little up and outside. Don't forget, coming up after the ball game, Angels Live on Bally Sports West. Erica Weston and Bobby Valentine will have that for you. We'll have more on the radio side as well, post-game coverage. We'll have a visit with Ron Washington. Erica will be chatting with him after the game. 2-2 pitch, and that is a called third strike to end the inning. But the Angels get a pair, and we'll head to the 9th inning. It's 4-1 Angels. You're watching Bally Sports West and listening on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app. Angels bring in a new pitcher, and Jose Cisnero will take over for the Angels. He could get a save in this ball game. He's ready. Here's the pitch, and this one on Christopher Torrin. It's a pitch that misses for a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Cisnero, a pitcher who's pitched in the Mexican League in the past. Angels signing him to a one-year deal. He was with the Detroit Tigers last season, 63 games, had 2 saves for them. Here's the next delivery, and that one is on the outside corner. It's a called strike. This is narrow fastball. He will approach triple digits. We've seen him hit 99 in the past. Good slider. He'll throw a changeup. It's a guy who got hurt by the home run ball a little bit last year with the Tigers, and there's a swing and a miss on a good breaking ball right there. That was a slider, and he strikes out the first batter here in the inning, Torin. So 1 away. 2 more outs to go. A.J. Vukovic is the batter. First time up for him. And the first pitch, that's a chase and a miss off speed. As Cisnero works, he's replacing Luis Garcia, who had a nice quick 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout, flyout, and ground out against the D-backs. Here's the next pitch. That's tapped foul right by the plate. Cisnero is pitcher number 6 of the day for the Angels. He said he has 2 strikes on Vukovic. Here's the next one, and he got him to chase that one, and that was a good slider. Struck him out. So back-to-back strikeouts, and they're down to their final out in this ballgame. The Angels have really pitched well today, and the Diamondbacks had a pretty good offensive day yesterday. They scored 12 runs in a win in Goodyear against the Reds. That was their best offensive showing so far this spring. Angels have checked them on just 1 run today. There's one that's chopped foul. This is Ronaldo Hernandez at the plate, and he is hitting out of Leparo's spot. He was their DH. Here's the next delivery. It's lifted in the air, foul down the right field side, and running out of room is the first baseman LeBlanc, who is in pursuit. So the D-backs down to their final strike in this ballgame. Cisnero is ready. And here's the pitch. He jammed him. He fights that pitch off, fouls it off. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Angels with 4 runs on 9 hits. And the D-backs today with 1 run on 6 hits. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Broke his bat. Hits a little tapper softly near the mound. Cisnero has it. Throws him out. And the ball game is over. It ends on the comebacker. And the Angels come away with the victory here today. They beat the Diamondbacks by the final 4-1. Angels have started to heat up. They've won their last 3 in a row and have 5 wins in their last 6 ball games. Angels overall this spring improved to 5-3-1. The Diamondbacks record this spring, the defending National League champs, are now 5-4. Good ball game today for the Halos. Many of the regulars were in there today. Angels had a solid day today from their leadoff man Aaron Hicks, who's hit well this spring for the Angels. He hit a home run today. He was on base a couple of times. Also had a single in the ball game. So he has made his impact felt in the first week of Cactus League games. Player that the Angels signed last month has looked good. Today he was DHing. He's played very well in the field for the Angels as well. So the Halos coming away with the victory. Angels had 4 runs on 9 hits today and commit 1 error. We are getting ready to take you down to the field where Erica Weston is standing by with Angels manager Ron Washington.
Terry, thanks very much. Wash, some good insurance at the end of that ball game, but I want to ask you about Cole Fontenelle, who's certainly opened some eyes in his first spring training. What kind of impression has he made on you?
He has tremendous work ethic. You can tell he's come out of a pretty good program. He's still a young kid, but you can tell he's come out of a pretty good program, the way he goes about his business, and how when you feed him something, he's able to apply it. And that was a big hit he got for us today, you know. So he's growing, and I have been very impressed with him.
He's got a bright future. Some good defense, too. Want to ask you about Taylor Ward, who had Gold Glove aspirations last season before that injury derailed him. Some nice plays and left today. What'd you see?
Well, I saw him run it down. You know, those balls was off the bat, and actually I thought they was in the gap, and then I looked up, and there was Taylor Ward. And, you know, I was told when I got here that he can cover that gap, and he's been doing that very well.
It's been great to see. Last one, I know earlier this morning, Jose Soriano went 3 innings in that B game in the backfield. You guys are stretching him out to possibly be a starter. What'd you see from his 3 innings today?
I tell you, it was very impressive. Sinking the ball very well, staying in the strike zone, getting ahead in counts, using his breaking ball, paying attention to what hitters are doing against him. He faced Rivera his first at-bat, threw him a slider, he got a base hit. The next time Rivera came up, he ate him up with cheese. So that's a good thing. You got to make those type of adjustments, and he did.
Thanks for the time. Always good stuff. See you next time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, guys.
All right, thanks, Erica. The Angels come away with the victory today as they beat the Diamondbacks again by the final score of 4-1. We want to remind you, for those of you watching right now on Bally Sports West, Erica Weston and Bobby Valentine will have a lot more post-game analysis for you on Angels Live. On Angels Radio, we'll have more post-game coverage as well. Again, the Angels over the Diamondbacks today, 4-1 the final. Thanks for watching on Bally Sports West and listening today on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.